it's me, Jeanette, and today I'll be going over my 23andMe results. So it's kind of bright in here because I have, during the fall and stuff, I have my light on, my happy light, whatever you want to call it. This one's a full light spectrum light lamp. So let's just go on to this. So this is all my health reports, and I have a slightly increased risk for late onset Alzheimer's. Slightly increased risk for age-related macular degeneration, slightly increased risk for celiac disease. I've been tested and so far no. And for hereditary hemochromatosis, variant detected but not likely at increased risk. I don't have the BRCA or the BRCA2, which are breast cancer markers, variant not detected. Parkinson's disease, variant not detected, and some other things. Alpha-1 antispirin deficiency not detected. G6PD deficiency not detected. Hereditary thrombophilia not detected. And these are other things like unlikely to flush with alcohol. Caffeine consumption, likely to consume more. I don't know how they do these. Deep sleep, more likely to be a deep sleeper. Predisposed to weight above average. Likely tolerant to lactose. Muscle composition common in elite power athletes. Saturated fat and weight, likely to weigh more on a high saturated fat diet. Likely average or less movement, which is, with me, I have sleep disorder, so I move a lot. So these are the things that they test for carrying, and I'll go over the things I have. I'm a carrier for Nijmegen breakage syndrome, and I have a whole video about that if you look for that. So most of these things, these are all the other things they test for, and I do not have. So if you're curious about getting this done, you'll see all the things they test for. I mean, this is a lot of stuff. Okay, an ability to match musical pitch. Less likely to able to match. Yeah, I'm very bad at singing and stuff. I can smell the odor from asparagus. Likely can taste bitter. Likely no dimples. Slightly higher odds of disliking cilantro. I hated cilantro at first, but now I've gotten used to it. I actually like it. Likely no cleft chin. Likely detached earlobes, which mine aren't. Likely wet earwax. Eye color, likely blue or green. I have green eyes. More than likely afraid of heights. I'm not too afraid of heights. I don't really have a problem with that. Finger length ratio, likely ring finger longer. Likely little freckling. More likely experience hair photo bleaching. Likely straight or wavy. I have wavy hair. My hair is pretty thick. It used to be thin, but it's pretty thick now. Likely light. Misphonia, less likely to have hate chewing sounds. Likely bitten more than others with mosquitoes. Poor Krista, she's bitten the most, and I used to be bit a lot when I was younger, not as much now. Likely little baby hair. Likely no photic sneeze reflex. Likely no red hair. Lighter skin. Likely prefer salty. Likely big toe longer, which is not true. My big toe is really small. You can see. I mean, it's not really small, but well, it's not that big of a difference. But my second toe, before I was squeezing my toes, it used to be a lot longer than my big toe. Let's see. Likely no unibrow. I have a unibrow. Wake up time. Likely wake up around 7:34. Nope. And likely no widow's peak. So that is the health reports they give you, which is pretty cool. And then let's see. Let me find the place where the ancestors are, because it gives you, and it gives you a whole lot more too. DNA relatives. Okay, change. Okay, there we go. So So this is just some of them. I have 958 matches, but this is first cousin Melissa Young, first cousin Daniel Davids, and then on and on. Second to third cousin. So let me know if I'm related to you. So they put the ones that are first that have more of your genetic DNA. And then the last ones are ones that only have like one small part. But this is how this looks. So I'll just show this. Okay. And this is my ancestry, so it says 100% European, French and German 32.6%, British and Irish 26.9%, Scandinavian 4.0%, Jewish 1.2%, Eastern European 0.5%, broadly Northwestern European 32.3%, broadly Southern European 1.0%, broadly European 1.4%. Okay, so I have 1.2% Jewish, and this is where most of my ancestors come from, or came from. So this is what my map looks like. Let's see. This is just how they do something, but this is like a breakdown of it. So most likely just so since if your ancestors were born in one country doesn't mean they're actually that, because their parents or grandparents could travel from other places. So even if your grandparents or great-grandparents or great-great-great-grandparents were born in a certain country, doesn't mean they're actually that ethnic group. Because there was a lot of traveling, just like today, that there's still a lot of people going to different places. So that is it, mostly for that. Okay, so this tells you the reference points, which is kind of boring. Let's see. I wonder if did I show you everything? I think so. I think that's about it. So let's see. If I click on the French and German, this one I already showed you that. The maternal haplogroup is X2C1. So this shows the migration and the different group numbers. So there's L right there. And mine is the X2C1 thing. So this just gives you a whole thing about your group, where your ancestors came from, where they migrated, and so on and so forth. Okay. Let's see. Now this says I have 315 Neanderthal variants. It's more than 95% of 23andMe people. I knew it. I'm a Neanderthal. However, your Neanderthal ancestors account for less than 4% of overall DNA. But look at that. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So, you're first place out of your family and friends so far for the highest variant. I don't even know who she is, really. Okay. And then this just tells you about the Neanderthals. Let's see. And then this is just the thing I showed you before. Oh wait, this just shows you how your relationships, how you're related. And this is where, on the map, where my relatives, DNA relatives are. So most of my DNA relatives so far are from California. And that's where I was born, Fresno, California. And then Texas, Ohio, Florida, Washington, Virginia, Colorado, Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee. Okay, and this is just another breakdown of things that I have in me. This is my relatives. So these are the things my relatives have. So some of my relatives had Native American, and even though it's in my family, I have 0. They can detect 0. So so these are the other things. And this is just weird stuff. I'm 40% more likely to be a super taster. I could taste a lot of things. Okay, so that was my 23andMe report. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.